I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water.
We trace our lineage from Grandmaster Yip-man. Any martial art has a warm-up. For some reason, some people think that Wing Chun does not have any footwork. 2 workouts are enough to sustain your current level. Any instructor certainly has his own tricks. Chizao is a song. Wing Chun is initially here. It's later on, as my Sifu says, everything turns into jazz. For me, Wing Chun is becoming a way of life.
Wing Chun, Yip-man.
The Wing Chun Kyun or Wing Chun Duan style originated in China at the beginning of the 18th century. There are a number of legends associated with the history of this martial art. Each of the existing Wing Chun schools and directions has its own version of the classic legend describing its history. According to one of the translations of the name of this martial art, it means eternal spring, but an exact translation does not still exist. I've been going in for it for less than 4 years. Now I'm at the 4th level of the training system of this school. I'm a student of Alexey Isakov. My name is Gennady Oreshkin. Soon it will be 4 years since I started to go in for Wing Chun. This is the 2nd level Cham Kyu of the 4th cup. I came to Wing Chun a year ago. I reached the 1st level within a year of training. I've made the first step, the 1st cup, and received a green strip. Thus, I started like all others, being a student, and now I've grown to be a school instructor. Our school is a member of the Chinese Wushu Federation, and the Chinese Wushu Federation has a certain gradation. That is starting from students' levels. They are cups and then Duans. The Duan is a master level. Any instructor certainly has his own tricks. That is, besides Chizao and so on, it is a great focus on the purity of the technique. Alexey explains everything in great details. He is very patient in this regard, because he knows that you cannot do without it. I like his approach to training. If you want, do it yourself, and he will help you in the rest. He sees all his students, he knows all their strengths and weaknesses. You see that he is a reliable person who you can confide in, trust and work with. There is one fist or 1.5 from the body. Look, go. Hand flip. Since 2008, our school has been called the International Wing Chun Organization. We trace our lineage from Grandmaster Yip-man. Grandmaster Yip-man taught many disciples, but he had some closest ones. According to some data, 6 persons, according to other ones, 9 persons. But one of them was Grandmaster Chao Tze Chuan. Grandmaster Chao Tze Chuan's disciple Donald Mak thus is the president of the Wing Chun International Organization. Vice president of our school, Anatoly Beloshin, who is also my teacher, is a disciple of Donald Mak. Master, do you think you can fight off 10 men? The best thing is not to fight at all. Continue training. Any martial art has a warm-up. Many things are very similar. That is, you warm your joints, stretch your ligaments, and when the workout begins, you are ready. This helps to reduce injuries. That is, without a good warm-up, you risk to sprain or injure something, or, God forbid, to break something. Thus, you cannot do without a warm-up. So that the technique becomes automatic, spontaneous movements, it should be repeated 3,000 to 5,000 times. Thus, practicing, you acquire the reflex. That is, by the moment when you are required to demonstrate the technique, you will do it unconsciously. It saves time, and time is speed. And speed is one of the Wing Chun components. In Wing Chun, we attack and defend in one motion, to disable an opponent in the shortest time. This is block and attack. Block and attack. Understand? I think in order that to maintain the technique, so that it is like in Wing Chun, it takes at least 2 years. Taking into account that Siu Lim Tao is acquired during a year, in the second year a student begins to learn Cham Kyu, starts to master how to combine the punch technique, the deflection technique, with the movement technique. It begins to somehow shape up not less than in 2 years. Pull your elbows, keep them a bit higher, like this. Then you'll deflect. When your elbows are down, any strike, even an inboard one, will be deflected. At the basic level, a student learns the first form of Wing Chun, Siu Lim Tao, little idea, the Chi Sao technique. The second form of Wing Chun, Cham Kyu, seeking the bridge, combines the technique mastered at the Siu Lim Tao level with basic movements. At this stage, a fighter learns to move, join movements of arms, legs and all the body together. The third most advanced form of Wing Chun is POG, thrusting fingers, is the development of the technique and ideas of the first two forms, but it introduces new notions that fully reveal the style concept. Actually, the first form, although it is the initial one, is very important. It's like a building foundation. Without a good technique of the first form, the further techniques is useless. Oddly enough, any movement of the form is action-oriented. It does not seem normal at first that a movement may be combative. But the form cannot be revealed from the very beginning. It requires work and honing the skills you fasten it in mind. Here, get ready for a pack. You are trying to rely on shock absorbers. Sticky hands is, maybe, one of the characteristic features of Wing Chun, everyone knows. The term Chi Sao literally means sticky hands or sticking hands. The constant practice of Qizhao exercises trains the nervous system so that it becomes possible to immediately respond an opponent's movement and carry out relevant defensive and counter-attacking actions. Students that reach this technique feel like real Wing Chun fighters. They get absorbed and forget that Qizhao is not a combat. Qizhao is an exercise, a very important one, that allows, everyone knows, sensitivity. But it also develops the feeling of own structure and the opponent's structure and interaction of the both structures. Qizhao is a song. What's the sense? If you grabbed him and let him go at once. If you've stuck, stick up and don't let go. I train according to a schedule, a usual regime, 3 times a week for 2 hours. Generally, 2 trainings a week are considered enough to sustain your current level. 3 times allow growing. We trained every day, at least for 2 hours. That is, in addition to the scheduled trainings. That is, trainings are by themselves and homework every day. For me, Wing Chun is a kind of lifestyle. At home, I go, move like in Wing Chun. I think if somebody sees me, they would think that I'm a crazy a bit.